Live.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Free Assange Vigil live in Washington, D.C. My name is Steve Boykin, and I am joined by a whole lot of people. Oh, what the hell? Mute that. What the gut? Just kill it. Kill it with fire. Make it die. Make it die. Just make it die. Make it, thank you.
We do it live.
Y'all have no fucking idea how hard to organize this many people, so nobody better be judging this goddamn comment section.
It's like herding feral kittens.
That's actually not as hard as you think it is.
Feral kittens that sipped out of the LSD saucer. Feral kittens that have lived on nothing but gunpowder and eggs. At any rate, let's run through the numbers and then we can start talking about what happened today all over Washington, D.C., because this place was just nuts in so many different ways. Today marks 3,676 days of illegal and arbitrary detention for Julian Assange, 631 days since the WikiLeaks founder was trafficked from the Ecuadorian embassy after being sold to the United Kingdom for a $4.2 billion IMF loan. Tomorrow morning, in a matter of hours, actually, when you get right down to it, little less than 12 hours from now, District Judge Concierge to the U.S. State Department, Vanessa Baraitser, will open up her laptop and read a decision regarding the broad daylight kidnapping of Julian Assange. That's why we're here. And by the way, thank you everyone who made that possible. You guys rock. We love you.
Yeah.
We're snapping. Is this a jazz club now?
No, it's golf snap.
Okay. Bully. Well done. What the fuck, man?
Everybody got Jay, that's about everybody.
1,300 days of federal incarceration for Reality Winner, which is absolutely nuts given all of the facts surrounding that case. Chelsea Manning has had 287 days of freedom since the dismissal of the WikiLeaks grand jury. Jeremy Hammond has been out of prison and in a halfway house for 47 days. We hope that is coming to an end soon for Jeremy, and we're really stoked that he is no longer in prison. And with that, I have quite a few people with me, and I want you all to know that we are practicing social distancing. We are all 6 feet away from the camera. So I'm 6 feet away from the camera. I'm the center of the show here.
Steve is 6 feet above the camera, actually.
I am at least. At any rate, I'm gonna pass around this here microphone. And maybe we could talk about what happened this morning. Right, you kick off that, Nico, and we can just sort of walk through the day. This was just this was a day, folks. And again, man, thank everyone who helped make this possible, because you guys you came through like just champs, dude. We love you guys.
First of all, if you're on MCSE right now, before we even get this show on the road, go follow Slow News Day and the Action for Assange channel right now. They're constantly doing suppression, but there's literally no one else that does better work on reporting Assange, and which seems to be the hardest job, just reminding people that Assange is currently being tortured, that freedom of the press is literally on the line tomorrow. And that job seems to actually be tougher than educating people on Assange. So go right now, go follow Slow News Day, and then of course go follow the Action for Assange channel so you can catch all their visuals. And they are of course on Rockfin as well. Shout out to everybody who got the Ray token. Money dance, money dance. I told you, I better start listening to me. They call me Nico Damas for a reason. Anyway, this morning, well, the whole day has been extraordinary. Everybody calls me that. But in all seriousness, today was extraordinary for a lot of good reasons, some not so good reasons. But starting out this morning, we had the Force to Vote rally, and there were more people there today than yesterday. And I imagine it will likely be the same thing tomorrow. I cannot stress enough how proud of Jackson Hinkle I am. I've actually never seen anything like this. Not if there has been something like this, there's always been a candidate involved. There's always been somebody's name that they can attach the issue to bring attention and obviously motivate themselves to know that other people want to come. That's not what happened. Jackson heard an idea and 2 days later decided to ask people, irrationally so, to go to DC a day after a federal holiday that is New Year's, and it worked. People were heard in all the different ways that this conversation has been heard, not only because of Jackson, but obviously Jimmy and others as well. It could likely be seen in this mess that we saw today in the House of Representatives for Speaker Pelosi. It could be seen in the way that cops were following us around. I didn't think that there were that many people, like that many, but the cops were treating us like there was going to be 150 of us. Like, and people are paying attention. People are hearing us. And not only are they hearing us, but most importantly, they're seeing the same ones who are loud about fighting are just as loud about organizing and following through. And Jackson being the one to step out on the line with, I think he only had a couple of thousand followers at the time on Twitter. For him he gets Bree Joy Gray, obviously I made the trip, Convo made the trip, Christina Olivo from Florida will be speaking tomorrow. Lee Camp came out. I mean, these are names that generally, for the most part, don't respond to you unless they know you personally or you have blue check because they have lives, right? And yet, him being as dedicated to this cause and really following through on everything, constantly checks up on me every day. And I wasn't only checking up on everybody every day to make sure this happened. Like this is activism. By the way, go subscribe to Jackson Hinkle's channel as well. But this is activism. This is what me and Pasta and Fiorella and in the slow news, this is what we've been bitching about. And everybody's like, well, what are you talking about? What are y'all planning on doing about it? Well, evidently it should have been obvious at this point that it's only new in the sense that we're all in the same room at the same time. But this activism shit we do all the time, whether it's together or whether it's not together. People in this team have been arrested over this shit, have been shot with tear gas over this shit, have lost contacts with their friends and have been smeared and dragged through the mud, lost Patreon subscribers and money for their bills over this shit. And this needs to be the new norm. And I'm just very proud of Jackson and everyone who took time out of their busy schedule to say, you know what? I know it's after a holiday. I know it's cold as shit out here. I know it's cold as shit out here. I know it's cold as shit out here. I want to stress that part. It was cold as shit out there. And I don't know what this is going to lead to. I know I'm probably going to be smeared the moment I'm seen being attached to some of these people on the list, but like, fuck all that. We got to do something now. That was inspirational. And you saw a lot of that energy get transferred over to the Assange event immediately after. I mean, so many people were like, hey, are you going to be at the Assange event too? I'm like, well, yeah. They're like, yeah, me too. Like almost everybody who was at the Force to Vote event came over to the Assange event. And then as they'll elaborate on, like the Assange event was mostly journalists. And that's honestly what it should have been. If nobody was going to show up, it better be mostly journalists. But luckily, we had a little bit of both. But even with that, it was new journalists. It were some who were a little bit more seasoned experience, or some that have been, in the mainstream and got out. There's some that are comedians, journalists. A little bit of everybody was there. You had Lee Camp there. You had obviously we were all there. You had some new writers out there, some young guys. It was really inspiring to see people out there fighting for, I mean, not just their livelihood, but like journalism for a lot of us. This is our passion, right? Like, and we are very blessed to be able to get up every day and like, bro, let's go do the shit we love to do. you know, and that part doesn't actually get discussed enough when we're talking about Julian Assange. Yeah, this is a necessary like deed that a lot of us do, but like we also love doing this shit. And something that is so loved and cherished by so many people who have also sacrificed a lot for this craft, that should be protected at all costs as well. And that's also on the line tomorrow, not just just the freedom of the press, but the freedom to do what you love freely. And if you're lucky and blessed, you know, you get to make a couple of dollars to pay your bills and take care of your family. But I'm telling you, I could speak for everybody here. Sometimes we haven't been able to pay the bills and put food on the table for our family, and we still do this shit every day. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to Andrew. But thank you guys once again. I cannot stress enough how much I appreciate what y'all doing right now. Not just for Assange, but like none of y'all, we came from very similar backgrounds, all of us here, which is we were nobody. We were no blue checks. We were some high-ranking member of somebody's campaign. You know, we've all done work like for that type of stuff, but like none of us were anybody. And even still, y'all managed to raise $40,000 in 2020 for this to do this shit. Y'all still managed to organize a bunch of, let's just call them, they're very individualistic. Okay, everybody here, they all march to be their own drum, and yet every time it's time to come together and get shit done, it gets done. So thank you all so much for giving people a place to organize and the confidence to feel like they have camaraderie. That's extremely important, and we got to continue to build this community. So thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nico. So one of the big things is if there's anything you care about, if there's an issue, whether it's local, national, what have you, just fight for it. Like if it's just you doing it, I know we've said this like a million times, but just get out there and fight for it, because who knows what's going to happen. This is our 18th. This is 18 months and 1 day of doing live vigils. And because of everyone in the audience, because of all this, we've managed to raise in 2020 about $40,000 to host over 4 weeks of protests. And then this is the start of 2021, and we've already been here for almost 3 days now. So I think it's something that this is what we're just going to keep building towards. And I hope to see more groups like Jackson Hinkle's and all this start doing the same kind of thing, because when we can have 8 different issues that there's protests for throughout the day, I was talking to them about it. This is how you start a general strike, where you can't just have everyone turn out for one thing. You have individual groups in their lane all drive down the highway together, essentially.
It was 14, not 40, and it's more like 17 after this GoFundMe.
With the middle one?
Oh, 14.
14? Okay.
No.
That's a big difference.
That's what I was like.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
A lot of money was raised on behalf of Julian Assange.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We don't have it like
I love you, Steve.
I want to make it perfect.
Oh,
Yeah, so while there's confusion, they give me the fucking mic. You see how that goes? You put like right there. Gotcha. You know what the crazy thing is though, right now that and I'm gonna hand over the mic and let the ladies speak behind me, because today we get to see Fee and Misty on the mic together in the same room. I know y'all been waiting. It's like Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. pay-per-view right here. But I do want to say this right now, because it's really interesting, because we're getting at the end of the first act, right? So today, Jackson Hinkle forced to vote. We were out there screaming and yelling at the politicians inside the chambers who hadn't voted yet. Pelosi had not yet been the speaker. As we leave, we wrap up, and then we find out that Pelosi is the speaker. And what did the fraud squad do? Yeah.
Oh, after putting on
Show. Yeah. And we said, whatever happens, we don't stop today. You know what I'm saying? So we're going back tomorrow for the force to vote with Pelosi as the speaker, and the squad is done with what they did, Ro Khanna, and I think, it's also Julian Assange gets sentenced at what time?
Yeah, we get so we'll be going live again at about 4 a.m. So a couple hours from now. And we're expecting the ruling to come out probably around 5, which would be roughly 10 a.m. in the UK. We have got word from Juan Passarelli that it may be as short as 15 minutes. Basically, we're almost expecting the judge to read the State Department statement and then just move on. So we demand no extradition, but we're going to have to just keep fighting at this point if it's what happens. And if not, then there's the appeals process, and it could take anywhere from 4 to 6 months to years. So that's something that we're going to keep organizing for on down the line. Yeah.
They could actually send the extradition through without like in the appeals, but he'll already be here, and we don't want, like, obviously we would love it if he's here protected, but that's not going to be the case.
Yep.
If Julian Assange is extradited, y'all, we have to see massive mobilization. I cannot stress that enough. There is no crowd big enough. Like that little fake ass AstroTurf Women's March. Those numbers. That's the number. Those are the numbers we should see for across the board from the movement. That's not a 2 months from now we'll figure it out type of thing. That's like what Jackson did. What Act Force, like that's a tomorrow. That's a 2 days. Get your bearings, and we gotta get the fuck back out, because this we can't. If Julian Assange is dead, effectively. In one form or another, we're all dead or going to die, whether it through freedom of the press will be killed, which means propaganda will reign supreme, which means bad choices or worse choices at this point will be made, which means everyone will suffer. We cannot afford to not mobilize if he is not given or if he is sent to the United States tomorrow. So I just want to go ahead and say that.
You have a rally though tomorrow at what time?
We have a rally tonight at midnight outside of the British Embassy. It is approved. I've already talked to the police about it. We should be good. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll be going live at about 4 a.m. with court coverage, and then we will be back at noon outside of the Department of Justice.
That's going to be an interesting rally tomorrow.
Absolutely.
After, so with the verdict coming in.
This trip has been brought to you by Death Wish Coffee. Death Wish, when you don't get to sleep.
So like I said, Steve is high, y'all.
So look, man, the Death Wish Coffee representatives, if you want to pay me $50,000 to repeat that, my email.
Is Kendra your agent too? As well? No. Okay. So, today was pretty amazing, actually. I didn't really know what to expect with COVID and everything, so I was pretty nervous about what kind of the turnout we would see. But it was actually awesome, and a lot of really, like Nico said earlier, it was just mostly journalists. Like it was a lot journalists. And that was really cool to see, like people who are just now getting into it. So, that was probably my favorite part of just seeing who was in the crowd and stuff. So I don't know. But Fiorella gave.
Pause. No, I'm not gonna let you do this. Please tell people go follow your channel now. Yeah, Misty is the worst stuff. Facts on the ground. Go subscribe to Facts.
They can't hear you. See, I win.
Facts on the ground.
Facts on the ground.
Facts on the ground.
Facts on the ground.
It's hosted by Jesse Zerwell and Misty Winston.
Yeah.
We got 450 people watching right now in CSC. So shout out to
Facts on the
Facts on the ground.
I feel like I have a room full of Flava Flavs right now. IO. Yeah. I will always IO your OH, my friend.
Hello.
Anyway, so I want to hear Fiorella talk about the amazing speeches that she gave today, because they were fire. Somebody go find the video after you're done watching this. Yeah, seriously.
Oh, yeah, go watch these speeches.
I'm definitely not going to talk about my speech because no, that is extremely pretentious. No, I'm going to talk about the fact that, number one, it was amazing seeing all these journalists at the Assange protest. It was amazing seeing, Max Blumenthal showed up with Anya Parampal. That was really awesome. Dan Cohen was there. I mean, all the journalists that you guys know that are the real deal. That not necessarily all of them, but a good portion of them. TYT wasn't there. CNN wasn't there. Status Quo was there. I don't know why they thought that they never got mentioned, but they did. They were definitely there. Yeah, we both did. And so that's, you know, independent media for you. Everybody else was completely absent, and it was beautiful to see that many people. I love seeing the coalition of the Force the Vote group folks with the Assange folks, because to me, it's all part of the same. We are all getting screwed by the system, and that's part of what I talked about. We're all getting fucked by the system, and we're all told that our issue is it's just impossible to achieve. Specifically, even with Force the Vote, we saw what happened today with Nancy Pelosi effectively getting elected, not just by Democrats, but also by the squad. They did this whole theatrics of putting out a first vote roll call, and some of them abstained. Cori Bush, AOC abstained. On the second roll call that nobody watches, that's the one where they actually effectively voted for Pelosi instead of holding off on the 260 votes they needed and forcing a second vote. So
it should be mentioned, if AOC, Cori Bush, and Barbara Lee don't switch, Pelosi loses.
exactly.
3 votes, 3 progressives.
Yeah.
Gave us Pelosi with no concessions.
Exactly. We could have had a second vote. They had 0 concessions. Don't let anybody else tell you, sorry, hon, that oh, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know what concessions they got. That's bullshit establishment answer. And why, you know, the whole thing I talked about is that the fact that all of us right now are losing so much, whether it's with healthcare and Julian Assange. And I did mention Julian Assange at the Force the Vote because, like, without having an ability to inform people on Nancy Pelosi's fucking corruption or on the imperialism promoted by AOC or her reaffirmation of the Patriot Act, all these things from any politician, we don't have that if Julian Assange gets prosecuted or extradited and then effectively prosecuted, because we know that it's going to be a trial that's completely blacked out and there's going to be no justice in that. So you guys, like, this is a huge issue. It's an issue that, as Pasta said many times, if we want to get Medicare for all, we have to make sure our speech is free, that we have the power to challenge the establishment, the oligarchy, the status quo. So that's exactly why it is correlated. And we need to have more progressives in the Bernie contingent that actually talk about this more and more and more, because a lot of them don't.
Stop talking and get their asses out and go do something.
Well, but they don't even talk about it. Yeah, you're right. They need to go out and do something. But the fact is that they aren't aware of it. And it shows, because right now, the people that are all here, you know, I supported Sanders in both terms. You supported Sanders and Tulsi from, you know, 2016 to 2020. And we've come to the point where we're realizing, like, none of these people are going to save you. Electoralism isn't going to save you. You can't vote your way out of this. What we can do is get a bunch of people, like Andrew said. That's how you start a general strike. That is so important right now. That's why I really loved what we saw today, because I saw people working together. I saw people like showing up for events that it might not be their number one cause, but they're there because we need those numbers. And that was awesome to see. And all the naysayers out there getting pissed off about all the bullshit, all the cursing and all of Misty's savage tweets, the violent ones, they can go fuck themselves, because they can go fuck themselves. People are dying. We're getting fucked. We just got fucked again with Nancy Pelosi again. And that's it. We're at that time. We need more Misties. We need more Fiorellas. We need more Nikos. We need every single one of you. We definitely need more Steves. Yeah. I mean, this is
we ain't got enough Steves.
We ain't got enough Steves.
We need more Steves.
And we need more cowbell.
So you guys are awesome. Thank you for watching, and thank you to Action for Assange for all they do. They never really like praise themselves, so we're gonna do it for them. Like, they do amazing work, and everybody should subscribe to Slow News Day as well. Gloria Jones and Steve are an unlikely but amazing pair. I feel like I'm doing like a film review, but like, but you guys are like the unlikely but amazing pair. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Actually, it's kind of like they're exactly the pair.
The old Stone guy and
Hi, guy Steve.
And what was
That was me who called her. Don't be giving. Pasta takes credit for everything we do already.
No, I just remember. But what did you call Glory? Because it was the.
Oh, I don't know. Probably something to do with her age, though.
It was like little.
You know who you didn't
I'm sure
mention?
Gloria. What? Who did we not mention?
Ian Schlockman. Schlocky.
Yeah.
Schlocky. Yeah.
Oh, and Bree. Franco was out there.
Franco!
Those subscribe to Frank Analysis. Bree Joy Gray came out again. She spoke at the Force the Vote rally. Bree came out and she was fucking toasted, exhausted, and she didn't get it. She didn't even get. I mean, I don't think like just by happenstance. I didn't even invite her to speak. She just showed up. So she just showed up out of the goodness of her heart in support of Assange and freedom of the press. And like, I cannot stress enough how much Bree does not know any of these people. They don't. I mean, it's just they don't. Because when you deal with Assange, you don't get seen by people, unfortunately. So when you're talking about Bree coming out to an event, not knowing who the organizers are, and it's not just Bree, Max Blumenthal, Lee Camp, like Dan Cohen. I mean, there were so many people. Anya, like, I mean, there were so many people out there that, like, you know, the main smear that all of us, if you're a real journalist, get, right? How could you associate yourself with that person? Oh my God. Did you see that one article about them? That tweet? They didn't care. And Bree is the one who's been under attack the most over the last week between her and Jimmy, like, because of that very thing of guilt by association. And yet she had no idea who was organizing this event, but it didn't matter. And that's what we need more of. So shout out to everybody who came out today. You guys are fucking dope, man. I can't tell y'all, like, we're seeing it happening right now. We're seeing it happen. These days are the days we're gonna look at when we finally get the change that we want.
Yeah, and Jimmy Dore takes Steve Bannon money. Let's not forget that. I'm gonna pass the mic over here, but I just also want to say, did you guys notice too as well? A lot of young, just like people you never seen before. And I was talking to some people. Oh, I'm just getting out of school. I'm just graduating and I'm starting a new show and whatnot. Sam. Sam. Shut up, Sam. There was a guy, shut up, Douglas. Douglas and his girlfriend Bella. Sam's mom. There were like new independent journalists just getting out there and going like, so awesome. What's up? Kendra. Let's give Kendra at home. Kendra.
Hey everybody. I have to say too, like, we had our event in Denver on Saturday, flew in here, came back. We were ironing stuff until like 3 a.m. Then I missed the, okay, well, Steve. We picked the final off. Misty can. The ironing was the easy job. Everybody. We had to peel it off. But anyway, it's been like, it was amazing to see though today, like all the people come from the Force the Vote event. And also I want to say here, just as like an activist in Denver, it means so much to our group to be able to like retweet all the stuff that you guys are doing and the stuff that you're putting out for Assange and the videos and the content. And I mean, I know we put out our vigil and we try to get the word out there, but seeing something like that, and that's too with everybody donating, all the people there together today, speaking out, it was really great to see. Like it's exactly what we need to see, and we need to see it right now and keep the momentum going. And I'm excited for tomorrow too, because everybody's coming out tomorrow too. And it wasn't just independent media. There were a lot of different activists there. We had when Steve was out visiting Denver, we had Quinn come to our event. And then she sent me an email the other day like, oh, hey, I'm sorry I missed the meeting, but I'm going to be out in DC, so I'll miss Saturday. So I got to see her today, and it's neat because it's building. More and more people are coming, and it was really neat to see that number of people today.
Throw some praise real quick. So there are a lot of politicians out there in DC. I don't know if y'all know that. And they are sworn to protect the Constitution of the United States. That's what supposedly happened, right? There has been one politician in the last couple of days that, like, just in general, that I've seen tweeting about this nonstop, talking about this nonstop, and showed up actually to the protest. And that's Christine Olivo.
Right there. Christine Olivo.
That's Christine
right
Olivo.
there. Right there.
No. I'm not gonna let her. No. Christine Olivo, come here.
This is not coming.
That fall wasn't as soft as she was expecting it to be. Christine, literally, we drove from Florida. It ended up being a 16-hour drive from Miami. Y'all know how we feel about Cole, y'all. You know, it's Christine not like me. She ain't got like six cats and a dog, but she got like 3 kids. So that's like the same thing, basically.
2 dogs and a turtle.
Well, oh yeah, and one of her dogs don't even listen to her. So like it's like really she got 4 dogs that don't listen to her. So and still last minute it can possibly be while working 18 jobs like the Haitian she is, while having kids, while having a husband has to do his thing, while family have to do their thing. Like she still manages to bring her ass to DC for probably 2 of the most important conversations that we could have. You know, save maybe election integrity.
Yeah.
Like but healthcare, freedom of the press, election integrity, and she was here, and not just here, not present in spirit, present on social media, present while speaking, or she'll be speaking tomorrow. Like, thank you, Christine. It's crazy because we used to have so much hope for so many politicians, and even those politicians, except for maybe one, they will still never come to an event like this. And we used to make excuses for them. And after the conversations that we've had, like not like on purpose, just like you try to be understanding, and like you just try to be like, you don't want to just jump on everybody's case who doesn't do exactly. But after the conversations that we've had, and we've had a lot of them over the last couple of days, as you can imagine. But like, Christine doesn't have the time for this. She doesn't. I'm not like I don't know. She doesn't. She's here anyway. Like, fuck the excuses for these politicians. If she's running for office in Miami, I can guarantee you the district that she's running in, because they have other problems, this isn't the main concern. But it will be a concern now that they have a politician running in their district who will and can speak to these types of issues. Because this is the only way that people find out about situations like Assange, is when people with platforms tell them. So thank you very much. Do you have anything that you want to say about either Force the Vote or Assange?
I do.
Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I left my family and all of my responsibilities behind. I just got off the phone with my husband. He's like, okay, where are the kids' school bag? They go back to school tomorrow. Where are their backpacks? I said, I left everything in the closet. It is all ready to go. I already know what I'm dealing with here. But I just want to say that today was actually really emotional for me. I just sat back and watched as so many people came together for free speech, to protect our right to say and do what's right. It blew my mind. And just seeing the amount of people that brought their kids out so that they can witness this, that was emotional for me as well, because we're teaching the next generation that these are the reasons why we come together. We come together to fight for people like Julian Assange, that put his life on the line so that we would know the truth about what happens behind the scenes. I hope and pray that I can make it into Congress so that I can prove everyone that's like, oh yeah, sure, she talks a good game on Twitter, but she'll never really show up. Like, no, I'm ready to show up. I am showing up. And regardless of what happens in any election, I'm going to continue to show up. And I would like to encourage you all as well. Get off of social media and show up at an event. Yep. Like, let's all start showing up. It's one thing to show up online. Let's show up in person.
Amen.
Because the presence that I felt today, even when the cops were watching, I knew that some of them were probably like, they're saying some really good stuff right here. Some of them wanted to arrest us, and some of us were just like, I don't think we should. But it was just powerful to see that we were moving people. I saw family members from the reps that were getting sworn in today. Their family members were out there, and they were just watching. And I just wish that the world could see, but they would see if everybody showed up. So thank you for having me. Thank you all for moving me so much. I just feel so incredibly honored to be a part of this. This is our moment. If we don't do this now, then when?
Hey, Glory.
Would you eliminate, if you got elected for Congress, would you eliminate ballot harvesting?
Oh, 100%.
She's got my vote.
Hey, hold up.
Sorry, come on.
For yes! all my labor guys out there, write the work. We had a conversation about that on the way up. You want to tell people like what your upcoming plan, because nobody's actually talked about this part yet. So y'all know, like, write the work states basically.
We're always going over every
not every policy, but I feel like people just need to know where your mind is because everybody's so obsessed with slogans and catchphrases and like Medicare for all and Green New Deal. But if you're on the ground and you've been through this and you understand this shit, these are the things that nobody like ballot harvesting, which Christine personally dealt with by Democrats, by the way. For everybody who swears to God that shit doesn't happen, Christine, literally could detail the worst case of ballot harvesting I've ever seen. And it was almost in a braggadocious way that it got done to her. So but right to work states and what you plan on doing if you get to Congress.
Well, first of all, what I love about when Nico and I were talking about right to work, what I love is that we want to come up with something that people aren't talking about, right? We want to fight for the everyday workers, and you should not be worried that you can get fired for any reason at any time, period. And I know this because I've been fired twice for being pregnant. My first pregnancy, I got fired. My second pregnancy, I got demoted and then basically forced to quit. So I'm ready to protect workers. I'm ready to protect free speech. I'm ready to protect everybody, but I got to get in. This is what I say. I can talk a good game all day long, but I have to prove it. In order to prove it, I need to get in. So if you can help me get in.
ChristineForCongress.org.
ChristineForCongress.org. Thank you.
Thank you. And the great thing about that conversation, and this is why I say slogans, although they can obviously be useful, they can be bad because you notice that everybody, especially the Democrats, it's very easy to say, we support unions. And if I support a union in the right to work state, does it really matter all that much? No, not effectively. No. But you start talking about right to work. No. So now you support everybody now. You know what I'm saying? Now, the unions can build on the backs of, we already have strong labor laws. Now I just go get more people what they want rather than clawing just for basic needs. Maybe you can't, but even the unions are corrupt now. So now if we just legalize, basic human and civil rights, and I think the right to work is a basic human and civil right because work inherently has always been based upon the need to survive. And that doesn't change just because of the type of work that we're doing. Even right now, what we're doing, we understand that a lot of shit rides on freedom of the press in the conversation we're having. So the right to work, in my opinion, is an unalienable right. And we need to shift the conversation from union support. Unions, just like everything else nowadays, can be corrupted really quickly. We need to support people. Exactly. So just that conversation from Christine, I'm looking to see all the ways she changes the game. I'm really looking forward to it. And it was crazy. I was looking at her engage with people from afar while we were all at the event afterwards. I was like, hold up. Who the fuck else is here? I'm like, all these politicians out here that claim to be leftists, claim to be the same ones who swear that everything is fake news on both the left and the right. The same ones who ran on protecting Julian Assange on the right. Where the fuck are they at? Yeah. Oh, Trump didn't give them the order, or AOC or Bernie didn't give them the order, so they can't be here. Mm-hmm. And yet the one who knows that, once again, we've had plenty of conversations about guilt by association. Christine has dealt with a lot of it as well. And still, once again, she's here. And
can I actually say something about that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because
No,
because sorry, I'm fucking.
Missy got excited, yo.
I did. Hold on. Sorry, Sleepy. I'm not even worried about it. He's still
fine. You're fine.
Good, Josh.
Okay. Are we good? Okay. Okay. So I seriously just want to say this because I'm somebody that side eyes politicians, and I will still side eye you. I do.
Not you, Misty.
I do.
What?
I do. I know.
That's news.
I know. That's I try not to let that side of me show very much. I try to hold that back a little bit. It's like this inner turmoil I have. But anyways, and I will continue to side eye you just because you're a politician, and that's what I do. Yeah. So, but people ask me all the time because I am pretty difficult to please. See, I told you I'm nothing if not painfully self-aware. So I am really difficult to please. But if you want to convince me that you're a good politician and you're actually working for us, you show the fuck up.
Yeah.
And you showed the fuck up.
Especially
So
for this.
yes,
Like,
I mean,
of all things.
this is not an easy issue to show up for. I mean, the force the vote thing, it could go either way for you, I guess. But
everybody's been smeared.
Yeah.
Got smeared. I'm getting smeared as we speak. Some blue check actually posted the Huffington Post smear piece about me. By the way, I don't think I ever probably got to thank the guy who wrote that Huffington Post smear article about me. Like 3,000 subs off that article. So like I appreciate that. But even with that, Anna Kasparian is literally, she's smearing me as we speak under the post of the guy attacking me using the Huffington Post article because I spoke at Force the Vote, right? And mind you, this is something that got announced weeks ago. Like it's not news. But the thing is, when you're doing the right thing and it's creating buzz, because it just happened to be a perfect storm that all this stuff kind of happened today, while everybody was waiting simultaneously for Nancy Pelosi to either shit the bed while being the Speaker of the House. And yet once again, Christine shows up with us degenerates out here, and it's funny because now Christine kind of just recently I feel like hit the inner circle, the squad of independents that we associate ourselves with. And she's been talking about brilliant policies nonstop. She's been very supportive of all progressives, not divisive at all, but yet and still they had not shit to say about Christine. And now they haven't said anything about her right now, but I understand she'll probably be blacklisted from some of those progressive shows, which I'm sure she didn't really give all that much of a fuck about because they're not going to win her district for her. But it's true. I mean, it's just saying, they're not gonna wear a district for her, and she's aware of that. She understands who she's working for, just like we do. And yet, but Christine was still here. She knows the hit she could take. Just like I said, Bree was still here. Max Blumenthal was still here. Lee was still here. All of them right now are being smeared on Twitter. They keep sharing the picture of all the speakers from Force to Vote. The Action for Assange, we get smeared all the time. It's it's weird hearing Assange use a smear. Those Assange nut jobs. Yeah, those freedom of the press nut jobs. That's a weird insult, bro. Bold strategy, Chuck. Let's see how it works out. Anyway, but they know that, and what's up?
Hitler, no.
Oh shit! Yeah, right. Yeah, bro. Hitler's name.
No.
You know who else wants Assange free? Fascists. That's who wants Assange free. We're busy fighting fascism. God, give us some time. Oh shit! Because we were out here fighting fascism today. We didn't see you here. Did you get caught up in traffic? Did something happen? Is the holiday traffic's crazy? I know for DC traffic.
Probably.
Oh, our bad. All right, we did not mean to interrupt brunch. Our apologies. So, do y'all mind if I do a quick breakdown? Cause I want to hear your opinion about this too. So today, Pelosi won. Actually, and most interestingly enough, after she lost, which that will not make headlines enough. Because Pelosi lost. And she lost because actually for the same reason that she ended up winning, which is that a few progressives stood up for her. And Hakeem Jeffries also tried to initiate a coup right under her nose after kissing her ass. But something weird happened. A bunch of Democrats abstained from voting for Pelosi. And as much as I would like to think the squad was engaging in theatrics, which largely is probably true, it doesn't really explain why the no names also abstained, and even some switched to McCarthy when they finally were forced to actually make a choice out loud. And you had people who they're saying actually defected from Pelosi because one chose Debbie Dingell, two chose Hakeem Jeffries.
Tammy Duckworth's got a vote.
Is that what it was?
Tammy Duckworth.
That's Tammy Duckworth. Excuse me. And with all the representatives from Jersey either abstained or voted for Hakeem Jeffries. Even and that was the person everyone was thinking if there was someone who's going to succeed her, it's going to be him. And obviously, politicians are very impatient, and Nancy Pelosi is a loser. So you see the situation where a lot of Democrats abstain, no names, progressives, obviously neoliberals, and it seems to be all for different reasons. And then out of nowhere, you see a lot of them switch back, and once again, but even saw some switch to McCarthy. Now, the most interesting outcome is the fact that the 218 required votes, because of the abstentions, dropped to 214. Now, it's even more important to understand that abstentions got switched. So every abstention
that got switched added votes to that threshold that otherwise McCarthy had already reached. That's the part nobody's talking about. So like, even if they, I mean, like weren't voting, they couldn't just keep abstaining without voting one way or the other. Yeah, that's the part that nobody like, and once again, is it opportunistic? Fucking clearly, but it's weird to see that there were enough people, even with their own agendas, saying, "I want this." And fuck Nancy Pelosi because she's not gonna get it for me. We need this, and fuck Nancy Pelosi, she's not gonna get it for me. And they need this, and also fuck Nancy Pelosi because she's not gonna get it for me. And it literally took McCarthy actually winning, which, admittedly enough, everybody thought that there was no chance of McCarthy winning, and he actually won. Did it stop? Okay, I'll fix it. But yeah, he actually won. So I'm interested to hear what you got to say about that. No, it's not. It's going, but it's not.
Who's our stream or their stream?
No, my stream.
Fam, do you guys want to speak before I give the election update?
So in 2003, Nancy Pelosi was a member of the House Select Intelligence Committee, right? And she was read in on the U.S. torture programs. She knew everything that was going on in Guantanamo Bay. She knew what walling was. She knew waterboarding was happening. And she was part of the team that developed the term enhanced interrogation to sell to the American public. Fuck Nancy Pelosi. Fuck Pelosi.
Oh, hold up, guys.
And just so you know, is that too violent? Did y'all check what AOC? I don't know if we're legitimate organizers.
No, it's coming. It's gonna come back up.
If you are a member of the DSA and Andrew just violated
Code
whatever
17,
like auditory safe space law you have created in your charter there, if he made a noise crime
voice cry
and hurt your ear feelings,
we need more Porculains. Let's clone them. Let's clone them.
Oh, I'm getting them. I guess
Kendra.
I don't even know where we're at now. I would say like just, I mean, my main point with Pelosi or anything else that's going on is the reason that what I'm doing and most concentrated on is freeing Julian Assange, because it just doesn't matter to me. We have 3 people in there that have spoken out like, you know, decisively against it. And this is our free press. It shouldn't be controversial. You know, I'm so glad that Christine's here. I mean, that's like, Nico's right. I mean, that's some serious, like, for the people, like sitting here with us here, because it's a contentious issue. People won't look into the facts, even though they're all there, which I know our audience knows. And that's why for all these guys, it's like smoke and mirrors, even for me right now, because when we don't have a free press, that's it. End game, move. You know, it doesn't matter. So those are my feelings about it.
yeah, I'm gonna have to co-sign that smoke and mirrors. Look, we have one party that makes pretend that they don't like each other when they need to raise money or they need to get public support behind them on a particular wedge issue that ultimately serves as a distraction. We have politicians are the public relations firm for America's oligarchs and for some international oligarchs. That's what they do. That's their primary function. You can't vote your way out of an oligarchy.
No.
You can't. And
He's not saying don't participate in democracy. He's saying you can't vote your way out of.
no, I'm saying voting in a rigged system inside a duopoly is not a realistic avenue for sustainable change. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
And that's why. And look, there's another reality to that too, and that's real, enduring, lasting change never comes from a place of comfort. And there are a lot of people who are uncomfortable right now. There are there's people in town for forced to vote. There's people in town for Julian Assange. There's people coming into town for a Stop the Steal event. We want all of these people to come talk to us about Julian Assange about press freedom, about the weaponization of the Espionage Act as a political cudgel for speech. Everybody's here because their government failed them. Everyone. There's not a person in DC right now for any action, no matter what it is, that isn't here because their government has failed them. So it seems like a great way to start off the year by capitalizing on that energy. And
Do
actually,
you mind if I re-explain this issue of the vote? Because literally, as I started explaining it, like we have so many people in it.
oh, okay. Is there an update, some breaking shit or so? Oh, you need
just what I just
you
said.
need to recap. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
just a quick
okay,
recap.
yeah. No, that's cool. I needed to go to the bathroom anyway.
That's code for smoke weed. So, like I was saying, for everybody, I'm sorry, like that shit got frozen, but you know how that shit goes, guys. By the way, just before I even say that again, like this video wherever you're watching it, share this video wherever you're watching it. Go subscribe to Slow News Day right now if you're watching. If you're one of the 500 people that we have watching right now, go subscribe to Facts on the Ground with Misty, who's right behind me. Go subscribe to the Convo Couch with Fiorella and Pasta, who one of them was right behind me. Who else we got? Obviously, the Action for Assange. I feel like that should be obvious, but go subscribe to Action for Assange and go subscribe to all those people on Rockfin as well. And Rockfin, hey, you need to bring Facts on the Ground on. Stop taking so long. Love you guys. So once again, I would really quick explain what happened. We saw a bunch of Democrats, over 50 actually, exclusively vote to abstain in Nancy Pelosi's instance. However, which is important, nobody abstained from the Republican Party for McCarthy. And so Bush, Barbara Lee, AOC, and a few others abstained from voting. And my theory is that it's all for different reasons. But eventually they were forced to flip. Now, the aspect that is not being discussed on Twitter or on really anywhere, which is weird. I haven't seen anybody. No, it's not weird because I want everybody to think that Nancy Pelosi is overwhelmingly popular. But the truth is, the reason that they flipped, at least one of the prime reasons that they flipped, was because McCarthy won. McCarthy actually won the speakership, which admittedly, once again, we did not think was possible. Like literally did not think that 50 fucking Democrats wouldn't show up. So basically, most of those Democrats I won't say didn't show up. They actually were there. They just didn't give Pelosi the vote because this group of neoliberals doesn't think she was effective enough in winning back seats for them. So they're like, fuck you. She can't do anything. There's another group of progressives, neo-progressives, who maybe a couple of them did win Medicare for all. Who knows? That's a possibility. Didn't get it, and she probably just didn't acknowledge him, or maybe didn't get the committee seat that they wanted. They were like, no. So, this little group over here, Hakeem Jeffries' crew is trying to commit a fucking coup in the middle of the goddamn speakership election, which is wild. Literally everybody, once again, in Jersey, except for Hakeem Jeffries himself, all of them either abstained or voted for Jeffries in the first vote. And then there were a lot of Democrats, believe it or not, that actually voted, or few, I should say, not a lot, but a few, enough, voted for McCarthy. So because of the extensions, every extension that happened, let's just say this was before everything, the second round of voting. Every extension, you have to take so it was 218, 217, so keeping this in mind, I just told y'all there was more than 50, all of them Democrats. McCarthy won the speakership before they went back and recounted the abstentions, which technically is parliamentary procedure, but like realistically, they don't do that shit. They don't go back and count that. Like they never do that because they don't want to deal with it. But because it's Nancy Pelosi and because we were about to see something happen that literally no one fucking expected to happen, they went back and of course followed parliamentary procedure because they're real sticklers for that, as we saw with Thomas Massey tried to get a roll call vote for CARES Act. Real sticklers. Yeah, we shout out Franco. We can shout him out again though. Yeah, I shouted him out.
In the chat right now. Oh, you just super chat. Oh.
Franco, go subscribe to Frank Analysis too, man.
Why aren't you here?
Yeah, why aren't you here? Did anybody text Franco? Oh, we all forgot to. Our bad, brah. We're gonna be here tomorrow. Jackson's at dinner though with his host though, so that makes sense. We just actually, as he is DMing us, we forgot to invite him. We honestly probably all forgot that you live here. I forgot that you live here until you showed up. Literally, I knew he was here, but I forget. Franco, our bad, dog. Our bad. So But so, like I was saying, it's basically we just saw like this weird splintering of the Democratic Party, which, by the way, bodes well for us. Because what I did learn today, the Democratic Party is not as united as some would have liked to have us believe, which is why, in my opinion, eventually they did flip because they're like McCarthy was a real problem, and like somebody was going to have to answer for that. I also learned, unfortunately, once again, that the squad they're still the fraud squad. That didn't get changed. They're still about the theatrics. That didn't get changed. We obviously are in this by ourselves right at this moment. But something happened over the last week that made AOC, this person who literally has been tanking her audience in her career at this point, trying to defend her vote for her guaranteed vote for Pelosi. Something made her flinch. Even if she flipped back, something made her hesitate. That was you all this week. That was Jimmy fighting every fucking day on Twitter and getting argument. That was Bree like taking it to fucking neoliberals all day. That was you all shouting out the people who are fighting for forced to vote. You know, Misty ends up. What did y'all get? Are y'all at 2,000 now? Are y'all at 2,000?
I don't think so.
Y'all at what? 1,200, 1,300?
I have no idea.
Y'all got like 1,000 fucking subscribers like a day, like a night. Frank Analysis, he's at 2,000 now. Like there are a lot of small channels that are growing, not by kissing a politician's ass, but by being one of the few brave enough to tell the truth about these politicians. And that, in my opinion, is why we saw just like the discombobulation. Yeah, we didn't get the exact result we wanted, but we saw a chink in their armor today, in my opinion. And that in and of itself is important. That forced to vote shit really, in my opinion, fucked a lot of their plans up. And yeah, Nancy Pelosi won, but it does not look like she won with the United Front. So we'll see how that looks going forward. But I think, once again, that's why we got to keep the pressure on, keep these actions up.
Are we ready to talk about the election stuff yet, real quick?
We're
go ahead.
Are we done?
let's see, well,
Do we have a heart out, Sleepy Josh?
No.
You good?
We've had issues with censorship.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
Assange guys are telling the election integrity guy not to speak his game. You hear this? Just kidding. Censorship.
No idea how fucking irritating this guy is.
He loves me.
Hey, hold up. They gonna smoke again?
Yep.
Oh, wow. You know how literally my wife is in here. That's how I do. We spoke about it.
As Glory says, pasta is extra.
So Beth, we wish Beth was here. By the way, we miss you, Beth. Beth in the chat said Stefania Maruzzi, friend of the show, and it just legendary journalist, said she already has her Twitter account being limited, and they're limiting WikiLeaks accounts, pro Assange accounts, limiting features on Twitter ahead of the ruling tomorrow. If you have been participating in the Friday tweet storms that have been just making Julian Assange trend everywhere or in the freaking world, where I've watched it, where it'll say how many tweets in the last hour, a number will pop up and then it'll drop down to like, it'll go from 26,000 to 210. And then it'll disappear entirely. You can't see numbers anymore. And you know that they're increasing because you got put in 18 freaking DM groups because you co-host Action for Assange.
Yeah. MIA the rapper.
Yeah.
MIA is freaking awesome.
Fucking Pam Anderson, Rose McGowan.
Yeah, Rose McGowan.
Tara Reid,
Yeah.
which was a big fucking surprise, by the way.
Yeah.
I was not expecting because Tara Reid's been like very anti Joe Biden, anti-Democrat, but she's been kind of like about that particular issue.
Yeah.
It seems like she sees who her real allies are. Finally.
I think she's.
Yeah. That's why they came out with another smear piece about her.
Safe travels, Jason Burmis. We'll see.
Yeah, breaking news.
Jason's gonna be here.
Burmese on the way.
Hey!
Safe travels, Jason Burmis. We will see you when you get here.
Son of a bitch.
I missed that, man.
We're
taking another scooter ride.
remember what your good old Uncle Steve says. Never commit a misdemeanor while in the process of committing a felony. Extra careful. Be extra careful
That's a point.
when
Who?
Shut the fuck up.
What is?
The great unmasking continues. We told you.
So tomorrow we're going to be in front of the Department of Justice at noon. Again, if you're anywhere near Washington, D.C., get down to the DOJ building at noon. If you're an early riser, if you got to get up and go to work at dumb o'clock in the morning, we will be live. We're gonna go live at about 4, because we're fucking
Crazy. Vampires, nuts. Bots.
Which time zone?
Fucking historic. That's why.
We're
Or Eastern, right?
Nobody else is doing it.
It's
Like
historic.
that's true. Nobody. Wait, real quick. Before Misty takes us, I just wanted to say that we're all here because we're not all there.
damn it, I did it again.
Opa.
Hey, Josh, Misty, we've been so complimentary of you.
I know.
Keep growing.
I'm fucking it up, you guys. As always, it's not like anybody's surprised by this. Give me a break.
Actually, I got it.
No. Oh
Really
my god,
quick.
that's what I do.
OH!
I Okay, so we talked about this earlier, actually. Steve and Andrew and Sleepy Josh do not get enough credit for getting up at the ass crack of dawn and being the only channel covering the hearings live tweets, but the only people
People
they don't.
steal their fucking tweets.
Yes.
They literally steal your break. I've seen it happen in real time. People steal your breaking news and pretend like they were the ones who broke it.
Yes.
And not tag you.
Yeah.
Just get the news out.
But then they don't say anything else about the shit.
But seriously,
But they
we
don't say
need
anything about it.
we need to talk about the fact that they do not get enough credit for that because they are the only ones that did it. And we were talking about this earlier,
Also,
Kendra and
Anna tweeted
I.
about it.
Who? Anna?
I thought,
Oh,
Really?
no.
I thought she was really good about protecting people.
No, she was too busy watching mainstream media while at the gym. She watches mainstream media all day. What'd she say, like 8.5 hours a day or something?
Say that?
I don't know. She
Oh,
tweeted.
that sounds like some
Yeah.
shit she would say though.
Yeah.
Like, and she seemed like she's been practicing in front of a fucking mirror.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah, don't even get me started. Okay, so yeah,
Well,
I just want to
like,
make sure that everybody. What?
We would love to see
No,
you start
respect to Sleepy Josh.
Oh yeah,
Sleepy
yeah,
Josh.
Yeah. And,
Absolutely.
we have one of those guys too.
yeah.
And Johnny, he's sleeping over there because he's got to fix
Johnny.
everything,
Oh,
do
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And,
Tell us
he's-
about Johnny.
Well, Johnny, once again, and that's, we're talking about all these young journalists who got out there today. The engineering union, they're starting it. Sleepy Josh, Johnny Sue is going to start the engineers union. But we saw people out there today, like that dude who's, he's trying to be a journalist. He's trying to be a commentator. His girlfriend was out there acting as the camera person, and doing the engineer work and stuff. So big ups to anybody who makes it happen. We talk about those credits running in the movie theater. Got to give all those people. It takes a village. So even though you're not always in front of the screen and stuff like that, just know that we love you and humble you for your work. Sleepy Josh. Johnny's over there actually sleepy. You're sleepy, Josh. No, he's sleeping. He out like a light.
I like it. I like his style.
And there's somebody else we didn't mention today. Matt Orfalia was there earlier today. I talk about a guy who's made videos that have gone viral. So big up to people like Orf, hired and fired, and that's that. And guess from the Bernie campaign who made the phone call to fire him and hire him, Shaz or however you want to say his name. But yep. And it was so interesting, right? And the first thing they try to ask him to do is protect the fake journalists like Trevor Noah and all the MSNBC people. So eat a bag of Richards for that. Yeah, he did. He was on your show. You, Lauren Steiner, and there was a third person he was on the show that day. Jimmy, those three. Fee, you got to say something. People want to hear your voice.
We should start the wind down here.
Yeah, I think we can start wrapping it up. I mean, I think you know,
smoke and drink.
I just want to highlight you know, Action for Assange again and Slow News Day, what they did today, what they managed to do, the coalition working with Jackson Hinkle. Those things were really great, and I think those, you know, again, to everybody, if you don't follow them, please go follow them. Please go follow Misty on Facts on the Ground, Frank Analysis. Obviously, follow the Convo Couch if you don't follow us already. But
I forgot somebody too.
who did you forget?
Radio Raheem. Sputnik Radio was out there.
Oh yeah.
Radio Raheem, another man behind the guy behind the guy behind the guy.
Sam from where? Sam from News Dive. Morgan and Jakina? Jakina from Sputnik, she said. Yeah, I mean the real hardworking journalists, activists.
Ford Fisher was out there. I look real quick. I just and this is a little bit of an inside joke, but Ford Fisher on a daily basis provides personally more insightful commentary than the entirety of the Young Turks have ever put out.
That's a Poikinen.
So I'm just gonna turn the mic over. You today was awesome. We're not gonna stop tomorrow. We're gonna continue doing the things, and everybody, please support independent media in any way, shape, or form that you can.
Steve, are we just gonna wind everything down, just go back around, or what?
Yeah, where's Jazz Andrew?
I have no idea. That's why I was asking. Andrew. Oh, he's outside.
Hey, don't forget DJ Elf.
Jazz hand.
DJ Elf.
Yeah, DJ Elf.
Hey, so what that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning into this live stream segment of me, Kaze Sukasa, and Action for motherfucking Assange.
It's true.
And we're on
From us to you,
We're on a couch.
always remember, and we're on the couch.
We are literally on a couch.
Fucking couch, bro.
Literally.
Not on the couch.
We're having a convo on a couch while Steve talks slow in our casa for fucking Assange.
So if you're watching, we're about to close out, or are, right? Chelsea Manning just went live on Twitch. Go give her some love. It's XY Chelsea 87. That would be
So
awesome.
she was born in 1987 and she's transgender. In case anybody was wondering. I know, I'm an expert with name, Mikasa Sukasa. That last name House. Did y'all know my last name was House?
Maybe.
Genius at this type of shit.
You can follow us.
No,
let
them close out.
oh.
And then you can close
I didn't know.
There's going to be a new segment on Slow News Day, like probably once a month, called Nico House Explains Obvious Jokes.
Yeah. and did y'all know that
I'm really
he
looking
calls it
forward to
that-
this.
He called it that because I do this thing where the joke is obvious to everybody who's listening, and then I actually go on to explain it in case anybody didn't get it.
It is brought to you by the Department of Redundancy Department.
It's all good, Nico. I do that shit all the time.
All right, people. Always remember, more than anything else, find your balance and get off your ass. Peace.
That's it.
So we're gonna close out on our own rights. You do that.
Do what?
Close out, then we close out, because that's how that works.
Her.
You're the guest, so you sign off before we do, and then they do, and then I close, and then I say good luck to us all. We go. And we...
It's like a whole
Sure. Got it. Yeah, bigs up to Sleepy Josh running on the other end.
Yeah.
He's the voice behind the voices. Johnny Sue over there sleeping. All the ladies over there. Christine Olivio, Susu, Christine, actually, Christine. There he is, Johnny Sue. He's up there. He looks like one of those meerkats, like putting his fucking hair, looking around.
Hey man, I was sleeping under that table last night. It's pretty comfortable. Let me tell you.
But anyways, big ups to him too, making us sound good, look good today. We gotta hey, listen, it's only getting started. Like we said, tomorrow we're gonna have that next what is it, Force to Vote rally. Now that Pelosi has taken her throne again, and the fraud squad trending on Twitter. You know, we're going to see what it's all about there because we say we don't stop here. Now we put the pressure on them even more. So the over-under is that there's going to be more people out there tomorrow than there was today. And I had the rain today to help me out with that bet. But that's the bet. And we're going to see it there because people should be pissed. They should take out there because we didn't get anything. The people got nothing. Not even you got a shitty $600 check. And we're going to see what it's like tomorrow. And also, we'll have news. What's the sentencing of Assange. So when we're out there at noon tomorrow, obviously these guys are going at midnight tonight. They got 4 a.m. stuff going on. But at noon tomorrow, I hope there's more people than there were today. If we do get bad news, there better be some people there. So come out here. If you're in driving distance to D.C., get it. It's all in town. British Embassy tomorrow at noon, right?
No, DOJ tomorrow at noon.
DOJ tomorrow at noon. I'll let them close out and stuff. But yes, the Convo Couch will be there. And we have one more thing going on. Jason Burmis is on the way, baby.
Hey.
We still got can I say the name of the rally at least? The Stop the Steal rally. Yeah, I'm telling them there's going to be 100,000 people out here. There was more breaking news. We'll talk about it later, but definitely the Convo Couch is here. I'm going to hand it to Fee real quick so she can give us our good. All right, she did her talk. So Convo out. What's that? Oh, I'm just saying right now we're going to close it out. But I'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm going to do a little quick thing. We'll have our speeches are up on YouTube. So go to the Convo Couch. More importantly, go to Rockfin because it's not just about the content, getting some help and some people who give them love. It's the censorship. We can't deal with the censorship anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. Locking up Julian Assange today was all about, hey, if anybody speaks out of line, if anybody tells the plebs too much, you go to jail. And they're starting to do it just by taking our voice away on YouTube, on Google, on Twitter. You get the little things. So go to our Rockfin, ROKFIN. All of us here have a Rockfin channel. So please do so. Help us out. Go over there. If you want to participate in this, we've been telling you, it's easy to get crypto now. Get the Ray token and join it in the gains together.
All right. Well, I mean, you guys pretty much know who I am, and I'm tired and high, and Oh, I think you guys have done that enough.
That was the beginning. It's the end. We gotta close it out.
All right. Well, I have another show, called Facts on the Ground, and you can find me on Twitter at Sarcasm Stardust. And seriously, thanks to everybody who donated to the GoFundMe so that we could come.
Yeah.
We are, doing everything that we can to, make as much noise as possible while we're here. So yeah, just thanks for trusting us to do that. It means a lot. So hopefully I'm like, it's almost time. So it's a lot right now. Like we have no idea what's coming, but I'm the cynic. So I'm like dreading kind of tomorrow. No, but I am a cynic. Yeah. Well, he says I'm him with lady bits. So yeah.
That is very true. I think that's true.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. All right. Anyways, so yeah, that's it. I'm done now. I'm done. Here. Kendra, you talk.
All right.
Hold on.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, Nico, did you want to sign off or did you do that already?
He did.
Okay.
He signed off before he got
All right, hey everybody, I'm Kendra, coming here from Denver Free Assange. So you can follow us at DNB Free JA. You can follow me at eDubs13. I'm not really too active on Twitter on that account, but anyway, it was again, I just want to echo everybody's sentiments about thank you for donating, and also thank you for every little action that you're doing, because you can see that all of that stuff is really, that's how it happens. It's starting to take effect. And, whatever you do, I am going to say, if you pray, please pray for Julian Assange and his family. And what an amazing group of people. Just do it. Yeah, exactly. Even if you don't, because it's just insane. So we'll be here in the morning. And thanks for watching. Thanks for all your support. Thanks, Sleepy Josh. And we'll see you soon.
So a heathen's prayer is worth 1/3 of a real one. So if you pray 3 times, or if you have 2 friends, and
I don't know.
that's just science.
There you go.
No. Maybe don't. Maybe don't. Maybe don't.
Maybe don't.
My name is Steve Poikin, and I host a show called Slow News Day that you should be watching on the Rockfin, because that's where I'm going to be when YouTube yanks my channel. Big shout out to my amazing co-host, Glory Jones. Glory, we wish you were here. We do. Next time, are you old enough to fly by yourself? If you are, then next time.
I think she has to get a note from her mom. Note from her mom.
He was like, don't forget about our fucking
So thanks to everybody for hanging out, dude. This has been fantastic. We are going to be back at 4 a.m. Eastern for live coverage of the hearing, the rendition decision, and where it goes from there is more fighting no matter what. So we need you guys with us every step of the way. Thank you to everybody who donated to the GoFundMe. Thank you to everybody who supports the show. Thank you to everybody watching right now. Share the fuck out of the show with your friends, because it's time. We need everybody standing together for Julian Assange, for press freedom, to save investigative journalism, and to cover your own ass, because the U.S. wants international jurisdiction over even receiving or sharing classified material.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need all of you. And we will see you bright. Well,
Midnight.
we will see you
4 hours
early, and then come out to the British Embassy at midnight. We got something for the Brits. Good luck to us all.